Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see, I am rocking some gorgeous hair. This is a natural textured hair extension that was sent to me by Kinky Curly Yaki. They're one of the #1 brands that carry natural textured hair extensions. So basically what that is it's basically going to be the texture of natural hair. So whether your hair is kinky curly, whether it's wavy, whether it's really coily, they carry 6 different textures of hair. This is 3 bundles and a closure. So this is going to be my first impressions video, and I'm also going to be showing you how I colored, sewed, and cut and styled this unit. So this is the Kinky Curly texture. It is a 14-inch at the bottom, a 16-inch in the middle, and the 18-inch at the top. This is a 14-inch lace closure in the front. This is basically a U-part wig that I made, and then I put the closure where the U is, and I am absolutely loving this hair. What I noticed first is that the hair smelled really good. Like, it smelled like really nicely conditioned hair. And I also noticed that the hair was very soft. I've ordered hair before where the hair was either, it had a really weird smell to it, or it was a little hard or not really well taken care of. So I could tell immediately that this was a company that really took pride in the hair that they sent to you. So I was impressed. I'm not going to lie, I was impressed. I'm not just saying that because I was sent this hair to review, but I will say that it actually smelled really nice. So that was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting it to smell nice. What I did was and you'll see in the video, I used a mannequin and a mannequin head holder, which was like $5. No assembly needed. All you needed was just to screw it on together and just latch it on to a table, kind of like spin it onto the table, and it just holds, and you just put your mannequin head on top, and that's it. I'm going to show you a close-up of the closure. So the closure is right here. I look so weird. The closure is right there. So as you can see, you can part it. The parts are very tiny, so they don't look as realistic. So I may not even be showing the part. The only part of the closure that I want to show or have shown is just like the very top. So the natural hair color, it's actually a 2, and a 2 is like a natural brown, and at the towards the ends of the hair I noticed that it was a little bit lighter. I found that was very interesting, so I was like, okay, when I'm coloring my hair, this is going to be easy to do. But what I did was I lifted it with a 20 developer from the hair store, and then the color is by Dark and Lovely. This is their spicy red. It's really great for gray hair, and it's really great for dark hair. So this color is formulated to help dark hair take on the color and enhance it a lot more. And the great thing about it was I noticed immediately after applying, when I got to the last weft of the color application, is that it was already turning, so I didn't have to like baby it and monitor it and add extra color to it. I used 3 boxes and I tried to make it lighter at the top, so I did these first and then this a little bit darker, and the color took very well. As you can see, it's a really nice natural like wine reddish type color. I left the roots dark. I actually went out for the first time last night with this unit just to see how it will hold up. Luckily for me, it was cold outside, so it kept me a little bit warm. It held up really nice, and I got so many compliments. People thought this was my actual hair. It's all in the cut and the shape of the unit. So if you have a wig and you're like, I don't want it to look like a wig, you really have to work with it. And what really helped is this young powder brush and some scissors. Powder brush and some scissors will make any type of fro curly hair look for real, like your hair. And what I wanted to do was give a really normal shape of natural hair this texture. So a lot of girls that have natural hair this texture, it's shaped like a triangle. It goes down like that. It's not like a mushroom where it goes down that way. I cut it going this way, so this is short in the back and then it gets a little bit longer, and then I cut the bangs and then I cut it at a diagonal. All you do with the curls that look really synthetic and fake, paddle brush them out. Paddle brush them out. It gets rid of that shine and it makes your fro bigger if you want it bigger. Of course, this is the front of the wig. This is the side. This is the back. And look at that bounce. I'm a little bit kind of about is the closure. So the closure is supposed to be kinky curly too, but what I found in curly textured closures is that the hair texture is slightly off than the actual wefts. So I found that this is more of a 3B than a 3C, which means it's a little bit more wavy. And probably what I'll end up doing is doing like maybe a twist out and maybe some rods at the ends to kind of make it blend in a lot better with this hair. So guys, I am going to get right on into the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned. Okay, so for this you're going to need a mannequin head, a mannequin holder, which is super easy to assemble and only has 3 or 4 parts to use, 3 boxes of Dark and Lovely Go Intense in Spicy Red, any 20 volume cream developer, latex gloves, a color applicator, scissors, duckbill clips, thinning shears, and a needle and thread for weaving. So these are the wefts that I'll be installing, starting with the 14-inch, then the 16, and then the 18-inch, plus the closure. The color looks a little bit dark on camera, but it has a slightly lighter shade at the bottom of the wefts, which made it really easy to color. So before doing anything else, I'm going to measure the perimeter of my head to see if I need to add any extra volume to the mannequin for a perfect fit. My head is 22 inches and the mannequin head is 21 inches, so it will be a perfect fit, so no extra volume is needed. So I've prepped the wefts with the 20 volume developer off camera since it wasn't a huge lift, and let's set inside the foil for an hour. The color is a 3-part system. Part 1 and 2 will be mixed together and applied to the wefts starting midway on down. So I'm going to apply it to both sides of each weft until fully saturated with color. And as you can see, the color is starting to take. So once done, I let it sit for about 45 minutes. I checked on it maybe 2 or 3 times just to make sure it wasn't getting too light, because I didn't want it a very bright red, and it turned out absolutely perfect. And so now, after I let it sit for 45 minutes, I'm now going to condition it with the extra cream conditioner and rinse it out until the water turns clear. And then I let the hair air dry for 2 days before the sewing process, so the wefts will be fully dry before I started sewing it to the mannequin and the wig cap. So the mannequin is set up on the mannequin holder for better control, and it has a bevel, so you can bevel it each way you want so it'll turn easily. And I started at the nape of the mannequin head, and what you want to do is knot the thread securely, which sometimes can take a minute. You want to just develop a groove and then rethread whenever is needed. I have no certain sewing style when it comes to actual mannequin heads. I just listen to the music and get in the zone, but I try to sew evenly and distribute the space evenly. And I also make sure that the wefts in the back are spaced out from each other to prevent it from being too bottom heavy. And I also saved on some sewing time by leaving the wefts doubled instead of sewing the single wefts together. So the fold over process to start another line is very important because it determines how your wefts will fall around your face. So make sure that you take your time and try not to get stabbed by the needle in the meantime. Make sure that you knot it because you don't want your wefts to unravel. So next I'm going to cut the lace off the closure and begin sewing at the front of the mannequin head on the 2 sides first and then the back, and then finish with the 18-inch at the top of the mannequin head to finish and build height. This entire process took about 2.5 hours because I took breaks in between wefts, but it was super easy once you get a groove. Of course, you kind of stab yourself sometimes. Sometimes the needle and the thread gets tangled and you have to start over. So that can be a high pain. So just know that it's a very tedious process, but once done and you sew it correctly and you know how you want your hair to fall, then you'll be well off and your wig will turn out perfect once you begin to cut it. And then I cut the wig cap off where the lace is, and then I fit it to my head to make sure that it fit, and it fit perfect because I pre-measured and now I'm deciding how I want to cut it. And you have to kind of play with it and decide what type of look you want to go for. I use my imagination. So now I'm going to spray with water so the closure can lay flat so I can see exactly what I'm working with. And then I began cutting at the bottom and worked my way up from there, giving myself long layers in the front. And remember, you want your hair to be top heavy, going down at a diagonal. And then I also tested the front of the closure to make sure that I wanted to actually cut a bang, because again, once you cut, there's no going back, especially with weaves, which can actually make or break any wig install. So you can see I'm framing my face with the thinning shears because I don't want it to be top heavy, and then take the paddle brush and push back to see what the bang will look like, and then begin cutting from there. So now I'm cutting it in a diagonal to frame it around my face, and then use the powder brush the whole time to see how I wanted it to fall. You have to cut curly hair in the state that you want it to be in, otherwise the cut will be unpredictable. So this process took about an hour because I hadn't cut this much hair in a while, but I played with it and made the adjustments along the way so I can get to Chaka. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Please forgive my sinuses and my throat. My sinuses are acting up today and I have cotton mouth. So don't forget to please rate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.